It's a completely opposite process than what I'm used to doing. But the reason that I enjoy doing it and switching back and forth is because it just makes everything sharper. You learn more, and you can never learn enough, you know, about technique. I'm a self-taught artist. I've never had an art lesson before. So I'm sure I make lots of mistakes, and I'm sure I make people roll their eyes, but I don't care. Doesn't matter. When I first designed dinnerware and painted pottery, I just did what felt good. And, you know, I'm doing the same thing with canvas art. That I do what feels good. And it will evolve over time, every piece of it. And then I come back and then I get back into the structure of what I have to do. There's a method in all of the madness that, you know, I do. I feel like that when you create a collection, it needs to have some connection to some of your past work. I was introduced to Walter Anderson in his museum, and his freedom of the way he expressed it and the color that he used. And, you know, you could never copy him because he's so complicated. There was a woman in Goshen, Mississippi called Singing River Pottery, Josie's Goshen Singing River Pottery. She was an older woman, and it really had an impact on maybe opening my mind to that would be, well, I didn't think it was going to be anything that I would do. It just made a real impression on me. She would go out and catch like live crabs and then make a mold from them and then paint the piece to look exactly like the crab. And I couldn't believe it. That's a disturbed woman. She just kind of appeared on that canvas as I was painting, and I thought, you know, really the title of that is just what were you thinking? You know, really? I did it all. I was a one-woman manufacturing plant. I made the mugs in the morning, mugs and bowls in the morning, and then by that afternoon I cleaned them, but during the day I painted. I just had a little rotation going, and I glazed them and fired them all in my garage. My palette will generally include green, and the reason why is like I said, God used a lot of it. So if He did I'm pretty sure it's a good color. Yeah. There are some colors that complement. I mean, and there are some colors that go with every color that you don't think about. I find a lot of inspiration in antique rugs, for instance. The color turquoise, there is no color that will not go with turquoise. And there is no color that will not go with purple or yellow. It's very interesting. I am always maybe inspired by music, or many times scripture will, something will illuminate in my mind. Of this painting right here behind you is, you know, I was listening to a song one day, and it was called, you know, There's a Light at the End of That Tunnel. And, you know, I really thought about that. How many times people can be in a tunnel and just searching for, you know, a light. And that painting came from that, actually. I get really wound up when people go, well, I haven't been feeling inspired. Well, when you do it for a living, the deadline is a great inspiration. And the way to get past that block is just to keep at it. Keep at it and keep at it, and eventually it will come. I think that when you have a block or a design block, that means you got to work through some cobwebs in your brain. I guess you could say I'm an artist, but really I'm a businesswoman, because at the end of the day I have to make money. And inspiration will only pay, waiting for inspiration will only pay so many bills, you know? So I'm a production artist, and that means I make things. And I make things to sell them, and but it's very interesting to me now to see how people buy, and particularly a younger demographic now, how connected they are to the internet, how connected they are to social media, how they much prefer to go research a product on the internet. As a business person, you think, how do we sell this product? What is the best way to advertise? Because quite frankly, it used to be 3 TV stations and a newspaper, but it's not like that now. So there's quite a revolution going on out there in the marketplace. I mean, I've traveled all over the country, and we do really appreciate fine things here. I tell people all the time that Mississippi is like one of the most creative places in the world. We have to be. We had to be. And I think right now, in this particular moment, is the greatest moment for entrepreneurial pursuits ever. And that's what I really hope that we start seeing here. I just designed dinnerware. It's not earth-shaking, but it's the journey that I was put on, and I like to think that I've maybe had a positive impact somewhere because of what I do.